Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be continuing the series of taking a look at what GTA 5 used to look like and comparing it to what it is now. So I've made a couple videos on this. All of these are kind of a continuation of the same beta series, looking at cut content or things that we find in various artists' portfolios. And today we're going to be looking at some very interesting new never seen before images regarding Grand Theft Auto 5, what it looked like in 2010, 2011, and compared to that to what it looks like now in 2017. So I would leave a link to the source or the artist portfolio in the description, but apparently this is supposed to be kept under wraps so that the portfolio either isn't removed or that it isn't shut down by Rockstar. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link to the GTA 5 beta hunt thread in the description. There's many users on there that have been posting these images and that have been adding their commentary and their comparisons. So credit goes to them. There's too many people to name individually, but I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check everything out for yourself, see their commentary, their posts, etc. But anyways, let's move on to this and let's get it started. We shouldn't waste any more time. This is our first beta image right here, and you can see this one looks kind of dated. I would almost say more like 2009, 2010, and you can see it looks to be like this street corner right here with a store on it, and it looks as if Rockstar may have either been using this for like a police HQ. As you guys can see, the kind of 90s styles police cars right there. However, this is what it actually looks like in game right now. It's like this unused grocery store with a laundromat next to it. So you can just tell the difference from the original image. It is like very incomplete. Obviously, the ground isn't complete. The buildings next to it don't even seem to have full texture. So that right there is pretty crazy. Just the level of detail we had in 2011, then compare that to 2017. This next image right here really makes me sad due to the level of details and foliage and trees and flowers that we're seeing. It's this kind of fountain statue and what looks to be a man in a suit standing. I want to say that's Michael. And now let's compare that to what we've seen in game. Now, I don't think that exact location is in game. There's actually two fountains that look kind of similar to that. All I know is that surrounding those fountains is nowhere near the amount of shrubbery or growth there, which unfortunately is a little bit disappointing because that would have made GTA 5 feel so much more, I guess, in depth or realistic, just having all those different trees and plants there. The only other places I thought of are kind of the two fountains in Los Santos and the one near Michael's house. So you can see they're similar, but they are still kind of different from the one that was posted in that shot. We get another image right here of very early Mirror Park. And there's two things you're going to notice here: more foliage, more palm trees, and more of these pink trees that you'll see popping up everywhere. So I'm not entirely sure how old this one is either, but you can see the level of detail here in the background. There seems to be almost nothing there outside of the lake and these facilities itself right there. So that's another very early image of GTA 5. Let's move on to another image right here. I know it's small, but it's the gondola on Mount Chiliad. Now, I want to say this is located on the bottom of the mountain, and you can see just the dense trees and forest that's behind there. None of that really exists in the current game we have right now. That's one of the things that Rockstar seemed to strip away the most, was the dense trees and forests. So unfortunately, we don't see anything like that currently in GTA 5. And then you've also got the funeral home or the church in the middle of Los Santos. I mean, look at all the palm trees here. Look at all the grass and the growth that can be seen in these very early shots. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous the number of trees that are in here. And then if we take a look at what that looks like today, it's almost non-existent. Rockstar removed not only all the vegetation, but the trees, the grass, everything. So the difference is absolutely huge. It just looks so full of life in this first shot. And then in the second shot, there really isn't anything. Let's move on to this next image right here. I believe this is the place where Michael wakes up after his acid trip and that yoga mission. And again, look at the same thing here: the number of trees, the level of foliage, the details. And then what we do is compare that to the version we see right now, and there is just such a crazy difference. Obviously, there's been minor upgrades to the roof and the surrounding area, but many of the trees and shrubbery have just been completely taken out of the game, as you can clearly see in this screenshot right here. The path and the vegetation around the house have been completely swapped, and I don't really know why Rockstar had to end up doing that. This one's a pretty old image right here, and we know it's old for multiple reasons. Number one, you can see the textures and the graphics, but also in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the GTA 4 styled minimap. I'm not exactly sure where this is. It seems like it's in the city somewhere, one of those apartment buildings that like surround one of the swimming pools. This one's still kind of cool, and it just gives you a glimpse at how old the world looked. I mean, look at that building in the background. You can really see how much of a dated version of GTA 5 this actually is. Now, this one will bring back memories if you're a fan of GTA 4. This playground shot right here, number one, I'm not entirely too sure where it is, possibly somewhere in Mirror Park, but that looks like the GTA 4 swing set that you would use for the swing set glitch. Man, I had so much fun doing that back in the day, and it's really cool. But again, you can see those pink trees. Look at the grass, man. There is more kind of like vegetation there than what we can get on like ultra settings now on PC. So to me, that is just absolutely crazy and blows my mind. I think this next image right here is one of the most telling ones we've seen. Look at this gas station. This is on the corner of Grove Street. Look at the difference right here. Not only the color scheme, but just the way the world has changed. You can very clearly see some mountain range in the background, whereas in the 2017 shot, you can obviously see more city streets and you can see more buildings. The mountains are definitely less present, and that would probably due to the fact that Rockstar hadn't finished building the city and that the mountain was just in the background. But man, the difference between those two shots right there is just crazy. This one right here is probably my favorite shot of them all. The Mega Mall definitely didn't seem to exist, and things were really, really different here. And same with this shot in La Puerta too. Take a look at this. Look at the amount of trees. Now, I don't know if someone went like tree overkill here, but look at all the palm trees. Look at those pink trees. And then if we take a look at what it looks like now, you can see the areas where those trees are supposed to be are completely barren, and it's basically just grass. So again, really disappointing that it looks like a lot of the elements that would have made the game feel a bit more lively have all of a sudden been stripped. Same thing here with this shopping center. Although it is way more vibrant now, and obviously there seems to be more building upgrades and more color, you can still see where there's some things that were stripped, whether it's the big trees, whether it's signs being moved from different places. It looks as if the freeway is in almost a similar position, but I still think this shot is pretty remarkable too, just the difference between 2011 and also 2017. What I'll do right now is show you guys some pretty cool 3D renders of some areas in GTA 5. This first one here looks to be in Mirror Park. That's actually a pretty cool aerial shot right there. If we move on, we can see another parking garage. Again, this is like the beginning of GTA 5 coming together. And if this stuff is interesting to you, once again, I highly recommend you check out the link in the description. You can see skyscrapers being built. You can see shopping centers being created, apartment buildings, storefronts. All of this right here is just so awesome to think about. Some more pretty cool beta images that were found. This is one of the Vinewood sign right here. You can see just how minimalistic the entire world is. This is clearly in the very early stages of this game being developed, so there isn't a whole lot much around the sign, and obviously not a whole lot else going on in the shot either. Here's a shot of Michael's vehicle, the beta tailgater. Now, I can't really tell you what differences there are from the final version, but you can still see the very early concepts and designs of Michael's car right there, and also the Bullet. Now, this might have been a reused or modified version from GTA 4, as we know the Bullet was in that game, but it's still really cool to see very, very old versions of these cars, and then kind of looking at them today and comparing the differences between them. Now, a couple other beta things that you might find interesting. This comes from a user MK. Now, we know that animals are pretty prevalent in GTA 5 single player, not so much in online. However, one animal that might have been present, but obviously didn't make its way into the final copy of the game, would have been rattlesnakes. So here's two signs that can actually be found, and this one is caution, wildlife habitat. Dangerous animals may be present, including mountain lions, which we know are in the game, and then the rattlesnakes, which obviously are not. Now, I could imagine that would probably be difficult for Rockstar to add, given either the size or the stealth-likeness of the snakes themselves, and how would they impact the players? You know, would they be venomous? Would they kill you? Would they not? There's probably a lot of things that were kind of tricky in there that Rockstar probably had to, mess around with before deciding to add them or not add them, which we obviously know they didn't. Here's another shot right here. It seems to be an unused movie theater. Again, I don't know if Rockstar ever had plans to use this in a cutscene, or if this is the beta movie theater that was eventually replaced by the one that takes place at the Chinese Theater in Los Santos. So that right there is pretty cool. Again, no clue what that could have been used for, but it is very interesting. And finally, last but not least today, it does seem as if Rockstar had 2 minigames planned for the game, just like they had in San Andreas and in GTA 4, but eventually cut them probably at the last moment. One of them was Pool, which we obviously got to do in GTA 4. That would have been incredibly cool to either have in our office or on our yacht as kind of like an exclusive game mode. That would have been awesome. And another one was bowling. Now, I wonder if Rockstar took some backlash from the "Hey cousin, let's go bowling" bit in GTA 4, so decided to not add it into Grand Theft Auto 5, but there was lines ever present that suggested that bowling lanes in a bowling alley was 100% planned for GTA 5 and was likely just cut sometime during development. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be going over for you guys in this video today, and all of the brand new beta images that were found. Like I said, I would have loved to provide a source for you guys, but I will leave the thread in the description so you can check it out for yourself if you guys are interested in looking at some of the files maybe in more depth. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.